Hey, Zuragi here, coming to another video review. Today, as you can see, I'll be taking a look at Leader Class Sentinel Prime from Dark of the Moon. So, we got another big one coming in. So, to start things off, nice and simple, his vehicle mode size to a soda can. Pretty standard for what you can expect from a Leader Class figure at this point. Now, as far as colors go, they're not too bad. Mostly red, well, dark red, with quite a bit of black, some silver, some gray, a few clear parts, and some yellow and translucent blue. View from above and below. You can kind of see all the robot bits under there. There's not really a whole lot going on inside the cab, which is somewhat disappointing. Though there is some good detail on there. He rolls fairly well, as you do, thanks to these big wheels, and luckily none of his robot bits stick down far enough to impede, although he doesn't exactly sit completely flush, but that's because his transformation is a bit of a nightmare. He does have posability in this mode. This fire hose arm can move all around. It has a hinge here and a hinge here, as well as a swivel here, so it can go all the way around, go all the way back and forth. This can move up and down, although this can't move or extend or anything, so that's kind of disappointing. There's also a little hose in here that's a pain in the neck to get out sometimes. It just sticks out like that and just does its thing. Of course, he has lights and sounds in this mode. He has a button right here, and when you press it, you get siren sounds, plus the light bar lights up. Although, this guy is 6 years old, so I guess everything isn't working quite right. He does come with two accessories. The first is his shield. It does transform, but that's more for robot mode, so for now we'll just worry about this. It can be stored on this guy in two ways. First, you can put it on top as sort of a weapon mode. There are two posts here that plug into these ports up here, the MechTech ports. And when you plug it into this port with the little silver button in there, if the sounds work, you will get... Come on. A power-up sound, and the light bar flashes. Also, he comes with this nifty little sword that can fold out like this, and there are two slots here, tabs here, and you can just plug this on there. And now you have a really, really, really stupid looking weaponized fire truck. Because, hey, that makes sense. Let's just rip all that off. Oh, yeah, and he makes the transformation noise when you pull it out of the... Hang on. Whew, sorry about that. You have to plug the shield on so tight to make the sounds work, and sometimes it'd be a pain to get it back off. Anyway, you can also store them so that they're hidden away. First, you just take this panel and detach it from everything and lift it up. There is a large, oddly shaped tab there that will go into the cutout here on the sword. Just get all that lined up, plug it in, and there you go. And it's just not too terribly difficult to get this tab back into place, but it does loosen everything. As for the shield, there are two tabs, one here and one there, that go into these slots right here. Let's see if I can get that shown on camera. Probably be easier with this one. So just tab into slot. Come on. Not a whole lot of room to work in there. And when you do that, it stores, but the shield sticks down far enough that it somewhat impedes the rolling a little bit. Oh, didn't have it tabbed in all the way. It doesn't impede things as much once you get it plugged in correctly, but it does still impede the ability to roll more than I would like. Let's just go ahead and get those off. Oh boy, now comes the fun part, the transformation. Okay, so where do I want to start this? Okay, yeah. First thing you want to do is just take this entire gray section and lift it up from the main part of the vehicle. Tilt these little bars down, get this all the way up. Okay, then take these black panels. It's going to take a little work, but they need to be separated from the main part of the vehicle, and they tab in very securely. Oh, I need a tool. This will do. Just go ahead and get this in there and just pry them apart. Come on. Ah, there we go. Do the same thing for the other side. Just go ahead and get all this separated. Hopefully without snapping any of my nails, because that would hurt. Come on. Ah, just get them down like that. Let's see next. Okay, just separate all of this. Come on. There we go. Separate these panels back here. And then this panel tabs onto the arm, or clips onto the arm right there, and just bring it down. Do the same thing over here. Just get that down. And then bring all this down, and make sure you get the arms out of there. Oh, might do well to separate this back here. And just bring all this down. Get the arms off of it. Or get the arms out of it. No, I said stay. Nope. Just bring all this down. Okay, we'll just go ahead and finish the legs since we got those started. Take this wheel, detach it from the side of the leg, and pull it up and out. And there is a tab right there. Right there. It'll go into that slot right there. So just get that secured in there. Well, I say secured, but more like secured. Lift this panel up. Ow. Flop it around. And then this tab will go into that clip right there. Although it doesn't actually clip in. Now for the foot, take this black and this red piece, and they sit on a double hinge right in there if you can see it, and you want them to meet up in the middle. If they don't meet up exactly in the middle, everything won't tab together properly. Okay, then let's see, how does this go in? Yeah, there is a tab right here that'll go into that slot right there, and then this tab into that slot, and then just angle this in. This tab will go into that clip and hold all that together. Just straighten the foot out, and then we'll get him to where he can actually stand later, because we won't be able to do that right now. Straighten the legs out, and then do the same thing over here. Pull the wheel up and around, tab it in, turn it forward, bring out this panel, get this tab and this tab into that slot and that clip. Come on. Ah. Just get all that worked in, just like that. Bring these two panels out to the side, maybe, or out to the back. Tab it in, tab it in, tab it in. Get that tab into that clip. And then just sort of sort everything out, and we'll get him to where he can stand later, because he kind of needs to be transformed the rest of the way for that to work, and you'll see what I mean by that eventually. And let's angle this up a little bit. Take these panels and just bring them around like that. Just get them out of the way. Let's see, can they go in yet? No, gotta work on this first. Okay, take the front bumper section. Oh no, first you want to take this panel, bring it down, get the wheels out of the way, bring these red panels down, and then this piece actually tabs in right there. Get that down, get this down, then get the doors back out of the way, fold the side view mirrors in, just get them back and out of the way. Come on! This guy is so fidgety. Get the windshield out of the way, bring the head up, and now we got to collapse all this in. So to start things off, fold up the windshield and get this gray panel tucked into there. Just like that. Fold this up, get it like that. Then take these ports and plug them onto those posts. Oh, no, onto these posts. My bad. I'm a professional. Get that down like this. Bring these in. And then these slots right there will plug onto these tabs. Just like that. Fold these down. And get them under these wheels. Bring the wheels up. Then just fold all that up to create his chest piece. Straighten out the legs. Bring those black panels back and tab them together to make a sort of back skirt. Unclip the arms from his back. Bring it around, and then this clip will go onto that tab right there. Same thing on this side. Unclip it, bring it around, clip onto tab. Straighten the arms out, bring them down. Then for this panel, bring these little bars down. Bring this panel back, swing it down, and there you have his shoulder cape. Get his arms straightened out. Bring all this down. Take the hose, turn it, bring it up. Bring these bars under. Flare that out. Now you basically have him in robot mode. The only thing left now is to get him to where he'll stand, and that is a bit of a chore because of the fact that his feet suck. Will you stand now? Okay, let's just get your wheels tabbed. Oh, nope, you will not. Hey. Sometimes have to bend his legs forward a little bit, but considering who this is, I don't really mind breaking his legs. Okay, you understand? Okay, there we have Leader Class Sentinel Prime in robot mode. God, these movie Leader Class figures are a nightmare to transform. Okay, on to all the usual stuff. Okay, well, the hard part's done. Anyway, here's his size compared to a soda can. Pretty standard for a Leader Class. The choice of colors is the same in this mode, basically. Lots of dark red with a little bit of dark gray, some black, some accents of copper and silver, some clear parts, and some translucent blue here and there. Although unlike a lot of the Dark of the Moon figures, this one represents his robot mode actually fairly poorly compared to how he looks in the actual movie. As for posability, that's sort of twofold. His actual posability is good, but due to his really, really bad feet, his posability doesn't work that well in practice. But I'll show you what that means when we get to it. So for starters, his head is on a swivel, can only go that far side to side. Can't look up or down though, that's because of the gimmick he's got. Arms can go all the way around on a fairly nice ratchet joint. Arms can go to the side that far, that's about it. Swivel all the way around just above the elbow. Bend that far at the elbow, which really isn't that much. Swivel all the way around at the hand. Fingers can open that far, and they're just fused together. Thumb doesn't do anything. This back shoulder piece, or back cape piece, can do whatever you want. His cape can move up and down. Back skirt can only move up and down in one direction, can't tilt or anything. Legs can go forward that far, can go back that far, out to the side that far. They can swivel all the way around just above the knee. Legs can bend that far at the knee. They can also bend forward, which is useful for posing him. You'll see why in a minute. Feet are really posable, but fairly weak. They have a tilting joint that goes side to side like that. The toes can... His feet also don't hold together very well. His toes can move up and down pretty far, and move side to side. His feet can also move up really far, as well as tilt side to side pretty well. There isn't really any turning though. However, the joints in his feet are far and away just too weak to hold up his body. I mean, he's got so much electronics and so much junk stuffed up here in his upper torso, his feet just can't hold him up. I mean, he's standing right now, but if I just breathe on him wrong, he falls over. So usually to get him to stand up at all, I usually end up having to take his legs and bend them forward one click, and now he's looking at the ground. But it's the only freaking way he'll stand up without falling back, which is very, very annoying. Anyway, as far as gimmicks are concerned, he still has this, for what it helps. And if you press this button, sounds like they got the office's mailman to do that voice. That's all he says, no light up, no nothing, that's it. You can still plug mech tech weapons on his shoulders, and it still does that same noise. And he does come with two accessories of his own, which I showed you before. Come on. First, his shield, which is okay. It's not the worst shield. It does have two modes. It has this, and it has sort of a battle mode, where when you press this switch, everything is supposed to pop open, but it doesn't always, and so that's the battle mode. He's got a gun right there. You can hold this in two different ways. There are these large posts on either side that were used to mount it in vehicle mode, but in robot mode you can put them on his arm like that or like that. Come on. His biggest problem is mainly the fact that his toes are on really weak hinges. They should have been on ratchets. Anyway, he's also got this handle that can fold out, and you can just stick that into his hand, and he holds it decently well. I mean, it's not going to fall out of his hand if he's just standing there, and it doesn't flop around too badly, but, I mean, if you shake him around enough, it's going to fall off. Come on. Okay, I got him where he'll stand straight up for the moment, but don't breathe too hard or he could fall over. Anyway, the next part he has is his sword, which it just folds out to give him his double sword. You can give him his single sword, because the other blade just pops right off. Just pops on fairly easily. Can't give him two swords, though, like he had in the movie, just the single sword. As far as equipping it, he can hold it just like the shield. His hands have a post molded into them, so just wrench open his fingers, slip this into there, and then close up his fingers. Maybe. And again, it's not the tightest fit. I mean, it's not going to just drop out of his hand, mainly because it's got blades on either end. But it's not going to just drop out. But I mean, if you shake him enough, it is going to just wiggle around. Once you get him into a good pose, he can maintain it. It's just that doing so is a major pain in the neck. And honestly, his posability is really good. There is a lot of good posability on this guy. But it's all let down by those feet. And the biggest problem are these ratchet joints and the hinges in the toes. They are just too weak. I mean, look at this. That's practically no effort. And I'm trying to tilt his toes down, and on occasion his heels will go back up. Those just needed to be much stronger joints. I mean, the joints in his shoulders they're not percussive per se, but they are very tight. The joints in his feet, however, are absolutely pathetic. Anyway, as far as storage goes in this guy, there isn't really much you can do. The shield just sits there. You can store the sword on him because that oblong-shaped tab on his on his cape is still there. You know, this one here, you can just take it and tab it on there, and you can store his sword back there. Not a whole lot you can do with the shield, though. The shield just kind of has to sit there. You can either have him hold it or just put it in his hand, but you're not really going to find anywhere to store it, which is somewhat disappointing, for me at least. And there go his feet falling apart again. Okay, there. That's basically how it is, and I'm actually having to hold him because his feet just suck so bad. I mean, whenever I have him on my shelf, I have him pressed right against the back of the wall so he doesn't, you know, fall the hell over. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the review. There's really not anything else to talk about with this guy. Yeah, he's a decent figure. I love his vehicle mode. His robot mode doesn't look terrible. It's not very accurate at all. But those feet are just horrible. If it weren't for those, this could be a fairly decent figure. But anyway, that's it. This has been my review of Leader Class Sentinel Prime from Dark of the Moon. Bye-bye.